Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends and fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a musical artist. We are wrapping up our Foo Fighters week, I guess 2 weeks by this point,
Yeah.
with their latest release, but here we are. We've covered this record before, we did a first impressions on it, but now we are ranking it with the rest of the records. So, with me today, he's the teacher, Tim.
No homework.
And he'll show me how. Cold quit.
Because I am actually a teacher. So
That's
I
true,
will show
yeah.
you how.
Well,
to
shit,
teach.
I should have given you the teacher one then.
It's okay, man. Here we are. It's all good.
It's nothing at all, right? He's hearing voices. That's Jason.
Woohoo! They're saying this is your only Foo Fighters record that's colored. And it's white. What a shock. So, we have finally made it. It's been a long journey here.
A lot of foo out there to fight.
There's a lot of Foo. We fought them all. What's really cool is, I didn't know, it says for Virginia and Taylor at the bottom. Not that you can fucking read it, but yeah. So let's talk about some. But here we are. Did any of you guys go back and watch our first impressions video like recently
No.
to see if anything changed?
I wanted to, but just simply ran out of time in my prep. I pretty much remember where I stood with it, though, because it hasn't changed much.
Actually, it's dropped for me from when I first reviewed it, and I'll explain. I guess I better go to that page so we can all look at the same thing here. All right, but here we are. Okay. Rescued, I think, is a strong opening. Long drum rolls, huge build-ups and drops. Very in your honor feeling. I love the lyrics to the chorus. We're all free to some degree to dance under the lights. I'm just waiting to be rescued, bringing back to life. Kings and queens and in-betweens, we all deserve the right. Under You, I love the melody of Under You. It kind of reminds me of There's Nothing Left to Lose. It's on the poppier side, but it's still really good. The lyrics don't quite match the music. It's pretty sad. It's a pretty sad song lyrically. Someone said, "I'll never see your face again." Part of me just can't believe it's true. Pictures of us sharing songs and cigarettes. This is how I'll always picture you. Hearing voices. It has so many different things going on. Instruments coming in and going out at will. Tempo changes. Dave sings different parts in different ways. Piano outro. Gets some more Dino Jr. like handed over era vibes from it. It's an interesting one. I'm a fan. Title track is mostly forgettable. It's not offensive and does have a great instrumental part, but it doesn't really stand out. After going through the last 3 records, I'll take a forgettable song. And it does have a pretty cool outro. The Glass, I don't like the way Dave's vocals sound on The Glass. They really need to ditch this. Oh, I know where this is going. Let me go to the next page. They really need to ditch this producer for real. This song could have popped more with Rich or Gil producing, because the song itself is really good. It's a nice mid-tempo Foo song. Nothing at all. Horrible verses. Badass chorus and bridge. The bass sounds decent, but it still has that shitty Pop Sheen production on it. Show Me How, very 80s sounding. Probably my low point on the record. It's really cool. Dave's daughter sings on it, and she sounds great. Harmonizes much better here than Making It a Fire, for sure. Beyond Me, I really like Beyond Me. Beautiful piano-driven song, which then kicks in as the guitars take over. Lots of cymbals. This is where the album comes together for me. The last 3 tracks are stellar. The Teacher, I remember not caring about this one on first impressions, but now it's one of my favorites from the record. 10 minutes, and it's a pretty epic Foo. I really got the lyrics more on repeated listens. It fits really well between Beyond and Rest. Some great guitar sections, and the production doesn't hinder this one at all. Rest, whoever gets to pick the closing track on our Foo Fighters top songs. Better put this one as the closer. Respect. It's a beautiful eulogy for Taylor, and it feels like an ending. At the same time, it feels like a beginning. It reminds me of Thrice in parts, but I like a lot of Thrice, so that's not a knock. This one, yeah, I think this is easily. It's a Foo Fighters record, like through and through. Like they don't do anything special on it. They don't try to do like some crazy 80s Prince shit. They don't try to go all fucking riffage, or they don't fly to different cities. Like, this is them lyrically. This is a very personal record, and I mean that's the reason I like Echoes so much, is because of the lyrics. And I think this one kind of falls in that same category. Like, you can tell where Dave's coming from on this record. So that's my view on But Here We Are.
Yeah, I kind of like. This was the first record I heard after There Is Nothing Left to Lose for me. So for me to go back and hear everything that came between those records for this experience definitely made this record kind of, I don't know, it's special and yet it's kind of mid all the same. Like, it really is a good record, but it's just kind of like a retread musically. But again, some of the drumming on this is just, it's like he's trying to channel Taylor or something. Like, it's just intense. And there's just certain moments that literally make me like want to weep. Like, there's some really beautiful parts on this record. It's a weird balance, man. 'Cause it should be like way up there for me, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like a good coda. It's a good bookend. I don't know if this were the last Foo Fighters record, it'd be a perfect ending to the entire discography for sure.
I think they have a few more in them.
I don't feel about it, huh?
I think they're going to have a few more in them.
Yeah,
I mean,
Dave could just do a solo record at this point, you know. I feel like Taylor was such an important part, you know.
But it feels like I get what Colquitt's saying, because it feels like it. To me, the Foo goes from like the first record to Echoes, and then it goes from Wasting Light to Medicine.
Yeah, and then this is like the end.
Yeah, this is like the end of that chapter and like the beginning of whatever they're going to do next.
Yeah, maybe so.
A new era.
Yeah, no, and I don't think you guys are wrong on that. I do think that Josh Freese is going to be on the next album, though, and his resume is so deep and good that there's no way it's not going to work. So, you know, we're not going to have another William Goldsmith incident where halfway through recording it's like, just have Dave do it.
No, not with Josh. No,
not with Josh Freese.
No.
The album's pretty generic Foo Fighters, which after Medicine at Midnight is a welcome return, but unlike Wasting Light, where they kind of, or even Sonic Highways, where there's some real energy and I don't know, like it rocks. This one doesn't. It's just kind of there. And yeah, obviously there's a lot of emotion on the album, and there's going to be a lot on here to dig up, much like Sonic Highways. I think there's going to be a lot more to this than what is presented initially here. Yeah. But it's, you know, going back to your question from before, when I go to the Foo Fighters and want to hear stuff, this is not what I'm reaching for. Now, if any of these songs came up in like a playlist or a shuffle or anything like that, great. I have no problem with it. But as a collection of songs that is commonly referred to as an album, this one's pretty in the middle for me.
I mean, I get that criticism. It doesn't push any boundaries. It doesn't do anything new.
Obviously, you get Dave Grohl playing drums. That's always something worth paying attention to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, This album has merit, but much like even Concrete and Gold or Echoes, Patience, Silence, and Grace. Like the good stuff is great, but the not so great stuff, like you could put on any Foo Fighters album, and it still wouldn't be great.
I don't think there's anything that bad on this record. Like, there's nothing.
There's nothing offensive.
It's like a very like, yeah.
Yeah, but there's nothing offensive, and there's nothing that makes me want to
There's no
destroy
a
hotel room and go raging, for days on end listening to nothing but the Foo Fighters.
No, and it's not that. I mean, that's not what it is. Like, it's not a. There's no All My Life, and there's no Subterranean. It's like a.
Right.
It's like a perfect. I mean, you think about it. Like, this came out in 2023. Medicine came out in 2021. They didn't have to put this out. Like, 2 years is not. How many years do they put between records usually?
I don't know, but 2 years is plenty of time.
Yeah, that's usually where they sit, 2 to 3, depending on how successful it is and if they got to keep touring.
Well, I mean, you got 7 to 11 to 14. There's 3. 15, 16, 17 is 3. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I mean, this is a pretty quick turnaround for them compared to.
Especially considering, losing Taylor.
Yeah, I think it might have actually been maybe what,
that's the
when
whole
something
driving
emotional
force
happens.
of this record is because of Taylor.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely the inspiration and the muse of the record is the loss of Taylor. So, I mean, sometimes when something big like that happens, you're inspired. Sometimes you're so devastated you can't. But I feel like their relationship with themselves was a musical. So it kind of makes sense that he would be like inspired to write an album. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, you got to give Dave that, like, to go from dealing with Kurt to dealing with Taylor and like saying, look, I'm not going through this again.
Yeah.
And then end up years later having to go through it again. For him to like put out something like this just a few years is pretty.
Well, I mean, I think lyrically there's a lot of about Kurt on this record too. It's kind of hard not to tie these topics together,
Yeah.
So I mean, he might have already dealt with a lot of it, so it's not hard to refocus it in a different form, I don't know. I'm not Dave.
And we should probably also mention that, like, prior to this release, they put out a movie, and that had a almost Probot sequel soundtrack that was actually released the day they announced Taylor's death.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That movie thing.
So they're still just as prolific as ever, and sometimes that can hurt a band, I think. Like looking at the Rolling Stones, super prolific. They're constantly recording, even into 2023. But at some point, it's like it doesn't matter how much more you record; it's just going to sound like the Rolling Stones or the Foo Fighters, So, and I think this is emblematic of that. Where, lyrically, obviously, we're saying a lot. But as we saw in Sonic Highways, a lot of times he's just writing lyrics right before he records them.
Yeah.
I don't get that with this record, though. I think he wrote the lyrics.
He probably put a little bit more time and effort into this one.
This one feels like he had the lyrics before the music, almost.
There could be that, too, yeah.
Well, I mean, also, after having such, like, a sonic changeover from the previous record, I'm sure he felt that he needed to rest a little bit and write just a typical Foo Fighters record on top of everything else, because there's a lot.
Yeah, it almost feels like a clean, like, slate, like a...
Yeah, or it's version 3.0, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, in a way it is.
I think it's more of a closing bookend than it is a opening. Like, I'm really interested what they actually do next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about this new format is when it comes out, we can do a first
Yeah, we
impression.
can just add it to the playlist, man.
Just add it to the playlist. We can. I'll still save the sheet, and we can. They might put out something that knocks. There is nothing left to lose out of number one. You never know.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
I don't think it is, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible either.
To be fair, I have been shocked at how much I enjoyed the later records anyway, so it's possible.
I'm shocked. Yeah, you've got.
I've ranked most of them higher.
Yeah, you've got Concrete pretty damn high.
I think
Sonic's pretty high.
I think Wasting is the only one I don't have as high as you guys.
Yeah, that's true. So if Tim and I put this album above fifth place, that'll line up the In Your Honor again. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen for me.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at 7. I'm putting it between Concrete and Gold and Sonic Highways. I think the songs on this one are probably better than the songs on Sonic Highways. But as an album, I think Sonic Highways has a little bit more to offer.
I'm going to put mine at 8.
Wow.
No, 9. 9, sorry. I think One by One is definitely better. I don't think Echoes is, though.
Y'all just miss appreciation for Echoes.
Hey, man, it's your thing. It's all good.
It's definitely better than that.
Yeah.
It's got the same producer, which I didn't hear it when we did our first impressions, but hearing like Concrete, Medicine, and this one back to back, you can hear it, and that dropped it for me.
It's the same producer as Gold, or
As Concrete
Yes.
and Medicine, yeah. They've had the same producer for 3 records now.
That's weird because I didn't think Medicine I would have had the same producer. I can tell I can hear the similarities, and it's a little muddy on both of those with Concrete in this one, but I don't know.
I could
Medicine
go back.
seems so clean, you know. I didn't hear that same kind of production style.
Well, and it looks like this one was recorded just in somebody's house.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna put it above. What do my notes say here? This is easily the best Foo Fighters since Wasting. Easily goes.
Oh no,
over
this one they
Medicine,
recorded at
Sonic, and
606. Okay.
The songs, while not pushing any boundaries for the band, are for the most part solid, but the production holds it back slightly. So I still prefer There's Nothing Left to Lose over it. Lose actually sounds good, and I would reach for it more than so that's where I would put it.
I agree with you there, sir.
Well, yeah, yours is like 10 fucking albums ahead of. There's like a big gap there for you.
I love that damn record. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely it's a solid record for sure. So that leaves us with
We did
our color coding here. Your must-hears. Tim, what's your must-hear Foo Fighters records for somebody who's never heard the Foo Fighters at all?
It's gonna be In Your Honor Up. So that's what, top 5?
Yeah.
And then the next 3 will be Yellow, and the last 3 will be Red.
Wow. There's Nothing Left to Lose is Red? Really?
When did that album come out? 98, 99?
99, yeah.
So 25 years later, and I still don't like it. Yeah, I'm going to call it Red.
Right on, man. More power to you.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's popular. I get that, it's got some huge radio hits on there. But as an album, I think the others have more to offer.
Yeah, I'm having some spreadsheet troubles. I got to figure out how to do this after the fact. We're used to doing it before the fact. So, why does it keep doing that? That's weird. Does that work? We'll do that, yeah. Hey, that works. All right, what was your yellows?
The next three.
1, 2.
So concrete gold.
That would be your yellow.
Yep.
Now it doesn't fucking do it. Ain't that some bullshit? Whatever. Who cares at this point?
That works.
And you're saying these three are red?
Yep.
Look, Colquitt, I know you got echoes down pretty damn low, but we're going to have to band together here because...
No, I wasn't going to give it a red. But now...
See, and again, showing the beauty of the discography. Like, you know, if I don't like it, but you do, then yeah, the album's got some validity, and then it just comes down to personal taste. Yeah. So, I would not recommend Nothing Left to Lose to somebody who has not heard the Foo Fighters before.
All right, but I guess I'll do mine next because I'm gonna help Colquitt out here. Because I mean, there's nothing left. It's grown on me over the years. It really has.
Okay. Yeah. See, and I've tried, and there's a couple songs that have grown on me, but as an album, it still bothers me every time I actually listen to it.
I'm gonna say from here, because if you're gonna listen to all of these and you've made that journey, you need to hear this one.
You should totally listen to it. I agree, but I also very much respect Tim's opinion.
And then I'm gonna say these two are yellow because if you like all the rest of that crap,
then you might like these.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to get out of these two at least. This one, yeah, it's straight red. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, that's my red. Like I got nothing.
Shit.
Nothing to say about it, you know.
And you say the rest are green?
No, I'm gonna say 1 through 6 are green, and then 7 through 10 are yellow.
Yeah, it works out. People can figure it out.
Yeah,
I'll work on that whenever we do Rise Against next week and try and.
So far, the only, without Jason's input yet, the only ones that Colquitt and I agree are green are the first two albums in Your Honor.
Oh no, mine's on here. Mine's green all the way up to 8.
Oh, okay, I missed it then. Where was your green starting?
From 8 below.
8. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, the first two albums are all green, and In Your Honor, but all everything else we've disagreed on.
To a degree. I mean, not too harshly though.
Not too harshly. Yeah, there's a little bit of layer, but those are the only 3 that we all agree on.
Yeah.
The only big wild cards is I love Echo, Silence, Patience, and Grace. I think that's a phenomenal record. And it may you go back into the playlist and watch our video on that one. It may have been the timing. It's a very parental record. The lyrics are really good. And then we have, let's see, what's Tim's wild card? One by One, maybe?
Yeah, that's the one I'm going with for sure.
That'd be his wildest card.
Yeah.
And it's not even
it's not too far off from where you guys are at, but I definitely like that one a lot more than you guys do.
I'm definitely the wild card.
And Colquitt's got the wild card putting There Is Nothing Left to Lose over self-titled, which is just fucking insane.
Concrete and
And
Gold.
then Concrete and Gold.
And then Concrete and
over-
Gold is just,
Yeah.
Because Wasting Light, I could I mean, it's right there next to my Color and the Shape. Like that, you know, that makes sense. I get that one. Concrete and Gold, I don't get. That's a wild card for me. But
It is what it is.
it's been an interesting Foo Fighters week, 2 weeks. Stick around. We're doing Rise Against next week. And then we're doing Biz. I'm sure we got a lot of Biz fans out there. I'm sure everybody knows who Biz is.
They will in Scotland.
And if you don't know who Biz is, stick around, subscribe. We don't
Howard
just-
Puff.
You know, oh, and I would like to give a shout out to both Tim and Colquitt, especially Colquitt, because I know Tim, you know, he's been following the Foo Fighters. We can say we're off the train, but you're never really off the Foo train, you know. But Colquitt, he did. He jumped off the Foo train at 99, but he still sat here and listened to 11 Foo Fighters records and gave some really good insight on a lot of it. So I give
It
a
was
shout
way
out to
easier
him.
than the Rolling Stones. That's for sure.
Here at ODD, we don't bitch out whenever one of us doesn't like a band. We all stick through it, give our opinions. Just like to throw that out there.
They might not be positive, but they're legitimate.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we might do Probot next week. I don't know. We're recording
Oh
this
yeah,
about.
dude, I'll be jealous that I won't be able to make that. But yeah,
You know, that's a good one shot that I'm going to have a lot to say about. So,
yeah.
We'll save Probot then. I don't know.
yeah,
gotta
we'll
figure
save
out what we're doing
Probot
for
because I
Christmas.
think we got next week lined up pretty good. So,
I'm gonna bring my laptop just in case. I can make it. I will.
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And even if you can't, check out the albums.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Curious about this Teenage Dirt Bag or whatever it was you said last week to check out.
Teenage Time Killers.
Teenage
Oh,
Just
Dirt
look at
Bag.
who Dave Grohl's on that album, as is Pat Smear. So,
I was like, are you talking about Wheatus or whatever?
no, it's called
Dirt Bag.
Teenage Time Killers. It's got Dave Grohl, Pat Smear, Jello Biafra, Corey Taylor, Matt Skiba.
I'm curious. I'm curious about that one. Is it on Spotify? I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's a punk rock Hall of Fame record. Definitely look at who's on each track as you go through it.
We'll get to that.
I'm gonna give that a
Next
hell
week.
yeah.
So yeah, that's been our rankings for the Foo Fighters. Let us know down below what your rankings are for all 11 albums if you're a Foo Fighters fan. And if you're not, let us know what you think about the new format. We think it's much better. My dog is dumb. He can't jump on the couch. Up next, top songs, Foo Fighters. We only get 7 picks out of 11 records, so that's going to be a little rough. Yeah, be safe.
We should get a good cross section.
It's just gonna be Rico Suave, bro.
I'm gonna have to represent Echoes here on this one. I know. So be safe, make good decisions.
Or
Love it.
don't.
'Cause I'm just a teenager.